Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and this is Urvashi, and today in this tutorial I'm going to talk about one of the framework of UX design, that is design thinking framework, and I will also explain the steps followed in this framework. So without any further delay, let's get started. So first of all, let's understand what is design thinking framework. Design thinking is both an ideology or process that seeks to solve complex problem in a user-centric way. Or we can say that this process is used by the team to understand users' needs, their expectations, challenges, assumptions, and to redefine problem and create innovative solution to prototype and test. This framework can be further broken down into 5 actionable steps that make up the design thinking framework. First is empathize, second is define, third is ideate, fourth is prototype, and finally testing. So I will explain each of these in detail. Design thinking framework doesn't follow any strict linear process. At each stage of this framework, you are likely to make new discoveries that require you to go back to the previous stage and repeat the previous step. So first of all, I'm going to explain the empathize phase. And for explaining this, I'm going to take 3 questions, that is, what is done in this step, why is it done, and how it can be done. So first of all, I'll take what is done in this empathize phase. During the empathize phase, we will engage with our target audience or the end users and observe them to find out their needs, expectations, and what are their pain points. Now, second question, why is it done? The objective of this empathize phase is to paint a clear picture of who your users are, who your end users are, and what challenges they face and what needs and expectation must be met. Now, third question, how it can be done? In order to build the user's empathy, to outline their pain points, expectations, motivations, and their feelings, we will conduct surveys, interviews, and observation sessions. Interviews can be telephonic, one-on-one, or video call interview. Now, the next step is define. What is done in this step? Based on what we have learned in the empathize phase, we will define problem statement. Problem statement is the clear description of users' needs that should be addressed. So, why it is done? The problem statement sets out the specific challenge we will address. It will guide entire design process and gives us a clear goal to focus on and keeping the users in mind all the time. Now, how is it done? When framing the problem statement, we should focus on users' needs rather than those of business. A good problem statement is a user-centered, broad enough for creativity, and specific enough to guide and direct our actions towards our goal. Now, I will talk about the third step in design thinking framework, that is ideate. So what is done in this step? With the clear problem statement in mind, we are now aim to come up with as many ideas and potential solutions as possible for the given problem. Now, why is it done? The ideation phase gets us thinking out of the box and exploring new angles. By focusing on quantity of ideas rather than quantity, we are likely to free up our minds and stumble upon innovations. So how is it done? During the ideation session, we use a range of ideation techniques like body storming. That means how it would be like if the product existed and act as if though it exists, ideally in a place it would be used. Now I will talk about the next step of design thinking framework, that is prototype. What is done in this step? Having narrowed down the ideas, we will now turn them into the prototypes or scaled down versions of the product. Now, why is it done? The prototyping stage gives you something tangible to test on real users. This is crucial in maintaining a user-centric approach. Now, how is it done? Depending on what we are testing, our prototypes can take different forms, from paper mockups, interactive and digital prototypes. While prototyping, one should have a clear goal in mind, that is, what their prototype will represent, and finally test. Now, the last step is testing. This step is all about testing our prototypes on real users. And why is it done? The testing phase enables us to see where our prototypes are working well and where they need improvements. Based on user feedback, we can make changes and improvements before we spend our money and time in developing and implementing the solution. Now, how is it done? We will run user testing session with our target users and observe them while they interact with our prototypes, and we may gather verbal feedback from them to make changes and improvements to our prototypes or come up with new idea altogether. So that's all for today. I hope you all guys enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, then do not forget to subscribe to my channel for more such tutorials and hit that like button. And if you have any questions, then do let me know in the comment section. I'll be very happy to help you. So I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.